Hey there, how's it going? I'm Brent Pickle, and we are back for some City Skylines 1 action. So it's been a little bit of a it's been some time, a couple weeks now, since there's been any new builds on the channel and any more just like kind of let's plays. So jumping back into it, I wanted to get back into CS1 for a little bit, just because I had some ideas for what to do next with the city, and I kind of want to get them going so that we can move into the downtown eventually. And hopefully next week we'll be back with some City Skylines 2. I already have plans for that episode, so it's coming right along. Finally back in here and really excited to play and really excited to get into what we're going to do today. So, without further ado, we'll go ahead and talk about exactly what that is going to be. And we're going to do a little bit of a cargo, something over here with the cargo harbor. So if we go ahead and get out of this view, we can check out. Now, here's the thing with, this is how spoiled I am with City Skylines 2, because the way that cargo harbors are done is not as nice in City Skylines 1 as it is in City Skylines 2. So for starters, the big issue here that we have is if we go into our transport options here, we filter by ship, we have our cargo harbor. And the only thing that is a problem here is that it has to be a straight line to the outside connection. You can't draw it in, and it has to be like a very direct straight line. So it kind of has to go in this area if we want it to get there. The only other place where we would have access to it would be way over here somewhere. But we don't have those tiles, and there's nothing going on over there yet. So that's not where I want to put it. So what we're going to do is, unfortunately, we're going to have to do a little bit of terraforming and delete and get rid of a little bit of this area here. With the fish, with these little islands. So that's unfortunate. But it is what it is. We kind of have to do it. So what I'm going to do is actually unlock, since I have unlock all for the tiles on, I'm just going to go ahead and purchase both of these tiles just to get us exactly what we need. And hopefully that should be more than enough. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of a time lapse to get this area sort of set up for how I want things to go. And then we'll place the buildings and get everything sorted. So just to kind of explain what it is that I want to get done first is doing a little bit of terraforming and getting our cargo harbor like actually placed. And then I want to get some of this roadway network set up so that we have access into and out of what will be an industrial area over here. And hopefully even bring in the train line that is coming from over here from our latest the last industrial build we did on the channel, which was this, our ore industry over here. So hopefully we can connect these two up, bring this train line over, and get everything kind of fluctuating and flowing in this area. So I'm going to jump into a little bit of a time lapse and get this area set up. So just to kind of explain what it is that I'm doing kind of as I go, I've just terraformed a little bit of stuff and kind of extended the beach here just to kind of give us a little bit more room here. And so what I would like to do, so I've got our cargo harbor for ships, and then I also have the one for trains. And so I'm gonna go ahead and try to get this linked up from over here to over here. So that way we can have kind of both of them coming in and try to reduce the amount of truck traffic that we have coming through this area. Obviously, I'll go through and like get it all watered and powered up as well, and we'll have a little bit of an industrial kind of hub over here. But so I've got these two little one-way systems, and then as soon as I figure out exactly how the train line will come over here, I'll kind of box this area in. And so I'm going to go ahead and jump into trying to get this train line over here as best we can. Okay, and now that that's set up, again, I'll worry about like getting some businesses to kind of, or even just setting up some um, electrical wires to kind of get this area powered up. Like once it's all finished, but we have the train system set up now, so the train line is here. We have these one ways coming in, and then they come back out. To serving each of these separately. That way we don't have too much traffic like clogging up this area. So now the next thing that we really need to do, and kind of the last thing before we start zoning up stuff, is taking care of this network here, this parallel network here. And what I'm going to do is switch a little bit of it to some highway roads. So if we get our highway roads, we need, I think, the three-way highway, or three-lane highway. And I kind of want to start it about back here. And we'll have it go up this way, and then the same thing somewhere about this area. And we'll flip them around the right directions, and there we go. Oops. There we go. So now we have ours, and then we can worry about like lane math and everything as we kind of go along. But for now, I want to upgrade all of these so that we can have these highway roads to get us kind of across into what will eventually be the downtown, kind of sprawling across this entire island. And what I want to do is set up a little bit of probably of like a, I think it's called like a, I forget exactly what the kind of interchange is, but an interchange here so that we can get people on and off the freeway. And then I also want to have like a dedicated lane coming into the cargo harbor that will just be for trucks coming into this cargo harbor. And then they can skip sort of like the main interchange here. So that's kind of how I'm going to explain the idea. I've tried it a little bit, but like kind of off camera and just testing around with things. But I'm sort of winging it a little bit and hoping that it all comes out okay. So we're going to see how it goes. So bear with me. We're going to jump into a time lapse while I get this area set up because it is probably going to take a little bit of time. Okay, so I think we can clean all this up a little bit kind of during a detailing time lapse, but everything should be connected up and going in the right directions. We don't have any notifications about wrong like lane, configuration. Everything seems to be flowing in the right ways. So we have these two lanes kind of meeting up and coming into this area so people can either go, ideally we want them I might switch this to have only the one lane coming. No, two lanes going in because I want people to be using this to kind of go into downtown basically. So I expect that there's going to be more traffic going out of here than coming into here. That's what I would like. Because ideally these people are only going to the right. So to kind of go into this area. Obviously some people are going to come into here, but hopefully we can minimize the amount of truck traffic coming into here. And we'll see how it goes kind of long term. Right now nothing's working because it's not, actually set up that way. Which reminds me, I don't know if we have to draw any lines for cargo stuff. I know that we do obviously in Cities Skylines 2, you draw them yourselves, but I think the cargo stuff goes automatically. So once we get it powered up, which we can go ahead and, draw a little temporary connection for now at least, to get that started, and see if we can get cars coming in here. And hopefully we'll see the trucks start to work, and we will see the ships start to work. So now all we really need to do is figure out what we want to do with the rest of this area. So I think I'm okay with it sort of ending in a little bit of a cul-de-sac here. So I think what I want to do is just smooth out a little bit of this stuff here. See if we can, it's already on its highest strength. Let's see if we can smooth some of this out really fast. Now, it doesn't need to be perfect, so I'm okay with that. And now what I want to do is grab our industrial roads again, but I want our 2-lane ones. And I think, yeah. Okay, so I want our 4-lane condensed, like small 4-lane one. And I want to go ahead and just bring it out a little bit further this way. And then just kind of have it go up. And I think I'll have it connect into here. Oops, get rid of Chirper there. I'm okay with it connecting into that like that. And then through here, we can go ahead and get our regular industrial roads, small industrial roads. And I don't want anything kind of coming off of this because I want to keep this intersection mostly just for the traffic coming through the cargo stuff. So at different points, I think what I would like to do is, of course, we're going to break that connection there, is have just a couple little areas through here for industrial stuff. So we'll go ahead and draw in just a couple little areas, a couple sections here of roads, and then we have kind of our full zoning area to use for industrial stuff here. So we already got our trucks coming in, so that's nice. And it looks like it's honestly not too bad quite yet. So things are flowing anyway. So I'm good with that. So we'll go ahead and fill in a little bit of these. Maybe even just a couple commercial buildings kind of along this road. Um, just for like the people in this area that would maybe work here to have some shops and things to go to. Um, for lunch or whatever. That's kind of the vibe we want going on here. And just a lot of industry here. We have quite a lot of, or we have a sizable demand for industry, which is nice. So we can go ahead and get a couple things in. And I think really just a little bit would be nice. And, I can go through and put like paths and things and kind of sort things out later as we go. But I think for now, this is kind of good. I'm very intrigued to see how this stuff works out once we actually get a downtown and kind of hopefully have traffic siphoning off from here to avoid some of these intersections on the main road here. Now, I do believe that for the cargo train stuff, we do need to set up. No, I don't think, I guess not. For cargo trains, all of it goes automatically, which is nice. So that's actually super handy. Okay. Okay, so I kind of lost my train of thought there for a second, but I did remember that I forgot because I deleted it, but the ferry depot. So I put this in literally the third episode of this series, and we're on episode 20 now, and I've still never actually, we don't have any ferries going in the city. But we are going to put some in finally. So I think I'm just going to tuck it away over here still, and we're just going to link it up with some of our regular two-way industrial road. So we'll just go ahead. I think I have that right now. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and grab that. And yeah, I want it to hook up to here. So we'll go ahead and do this, and then we'll grab our curve tool and kind of link it in. That's not the happiest of curves ever, but it'll do the trick. So it needs some water. We haven't quite gotten out that far, so we'll go ahead and extend this just a little ways. And then we obviously are going to need a little bit of, what's it called? Electricity. So let me go ahead and flatten a little bit of the space out, because, I was thinking about it as I was doing this, that there's also something else I want to kind of see if we can fit in here. And that is some of our unique buildings, as far as some of the, I think it's the content creator pack for the, I forget exactly what it's called. It's one of the content creator packs. Let's see. Yeah, Modern Japan. So I think we still have a couple that we can use that are a little bit like office building stuff. So I think we want to try to use a couple of those in here. So I think if we do one kind of in here, that will not be too bad. Let's see. Why don't we take a look at it? I want to give it a little bit of some, like, I don't want all of this just mass zoned industry. So, and I'll have some paths and things going through too, and it'll change a little bit. But now that I remembered it, we can get a couple of these things in. And I also want to do a little bit of parking. So we'll go ahead and get into our parks. And I believe it's under other parks. Here we go. And we'll do just a couple parking lots kind of across the street from the ferry depot. And like kind of next to it. And we have a couple other fun things in the Modern Japan one. And so we have a service station restaurant, ramen restaurant. So when I was kind of talking about the, what was it? Like having some of the commercial spots up here that are kind of like lunch places for these people to go. I think it would be a better idea if we actually use a couple of these. So we've got lots of unique buildings still in this pack. So I figure we might as well get a little bit of use out of them. So these don't really quite fit. Those are hotels and a shopping center. How big is it? This is a rail yard shopping center. I don't think that really fits in this area. I mean, aesthetically it probably does, but it doesn't really make sense for this area. So we'll try to keep it with maybe just a couple other little restaurants. And we'll have them centered kind of along this main road up here. I think maybe the other one over on this side. Just like that. And I think that kind of rounds that out just a little bit better. Got a little bit of wonky terrain stuff going on here, but that's okay. So we'll see if we can smooth that out just a touch. Maybe make it look a little bit nicer. Oh, we got fires already. So that's actually a good reminder to put some emergency services in here. So we'll go ahead and let's see if we can get, I think the content creator pack has some small ones. So we'll do like a quick little fire safety center in here. Let's go ahead and place it kind of in the back this way. And I think we got some police and everything in here last time. Go ahead and get rid of this abandoned building. Also, sorry if I will try to adjust it in the editing, but sorry if the background noise is a little bit high. It seems very high to me, but that could just be because it's in my ears. So hopefully it's not too bad for you guys. I think maybe we could also put in a little bit, like a tiny police station in here. Might not be a bad idea. So go ahead and throw one of those over here. And then, of course, we'll want a little bit more parking in this area as well. So I think we can do like a nice big one across from both, or like right next to both of these kind of things. Both of our cargo spots. So we'll go ahead and throw the large parking lots in there. And we'll probably want a large one in here somewhere as well. And that will help break up a little bit of the monotony of the zoned industry. And, you know, we are having some issues, obviously, with that we need workers, I think is what this one says. Yeah, not enough workers. But we will probably fill in this area with some more residential stuff coming in the future. So I think that problem will eventually resolve itself. We'll get there. But for now, we just need to link up a little bit of this with some power so that we can get this guy running. And let's see what other kind of... I'm trying to think of like what other kind of buildings, unique buildings we could fit in here that would make a lot of sense. These are just not going to do it. Shopping malls. Probably do something like with one of these. Kind of like a warehouse vibe. Do a quick shopping plaza kind of over here somewhere. Maybe right along, you can kind of see it from the highway. That might not be a bad idea. Like, as you're driving through, you can kind of see it. Oh, look, there's a shopping plaza. So, it's a little bit small. But I think it works. And it kind of goes with the industrial vibe that we have going on here, so I think it's okay. And now what I want to do is get in a little bit of paths so we can have some connectivity going through. So, I want to connect these two up, first of all. We'll go ahead and drag that through here. And we'll go through, just kind of right through the center of each of these areas. We'll draw one path. Make sure it links all the way up to the street. And there we go. So that will help break up a little bit of the, just all the industrial buildings, because we don't want too many of them like that. And we'll go ahead and link them all the way across as well. And I'm not worried about it like being like perfectly symmetrical. I just want some connectivity going through here. And also, again, just to break up a little bit of the buildings. So, what's going on here? What happened? Did I delete something? Oh, yeah, because you can't, I forget that in Cities Skylines 1, you can't just connect up roads. You can't just draw them through and have it connect. They have to be drawn. Each segment has to be drawn separately. Goodness, that was like really hard for me to get out and say. But there we go. So, now I think realistically we would want another sort of path to get over here as well. So what I'm thinking is that we'll take one of these roads, so with our industrial road here, and we'll actually sink it underground. And we'll kind of bring it underneath this highway system here. Nope, that's just connecting it straight into it. We don't want that. So let's see if we can actually sink it. Slope too steep. Okay, so what we can do is, I'm thinking here. So why don't we take out the middle one here? And so get back above ground so I can see what I'm doing here. From here, where we started, we'll go out about this far, and then we'll start sinking it underground. Then we can just bring it back up, hopefully on this side, nice and easily. Now, what I would love to do is be able to get this to go through, so over top of this road. So I think if we just back this up a little bit, we can probably get that done. Let's go ahead. Let's try that. I think that'll be nice. So we'll go ahead, link this underground. Link that up there, come back up, and then we can have this go across like that. There we go. I like that. Okay, so then we'll go ahead and get our paths back out since we have this kind of open area here, and we'll link them through like that. And I can get rid of these little middle pieces here. And there we go. I think that looks a lot better. And can't fit a parking lot in there, but that's okay. So we'll go ahead and put another parking lot on this side over here, I think is a good way to go. And that will basically kind of set us up. So what I'm going to do now is go through and do a little bit of a detailing time lapse and kind of get this area looking a little bit better, and probably do some detailing work with our interchange over here to make this look a lot nicer, a lot less plain, get some trees and everything in there, and maybe do a little bit more zoning and things like that in this area, and we'll get it all sorted. And so enjoy a little bit of a time lapse, and then we'll kind of go over everything when it's finished. All right, so there we are. So just to do a quick little recap of exactly what I did, not a whole lot, given that it's an industrial build and pretty heavy on the industrial vibes. I kept the detailing to kind of a minimum with just some fences and trees and stuff. And I don't want to put too many like parks and things like that in this area because it doesn't quite make sense. I did a little bit of detailing kind of around some of our little restaurants that we set up over here, and for the most part, I left this kind of as it is, just kind of mass zoned. I'm not 100% sure I love it. I might actually come through and why don't you let me know what you guys think about whether I should try to come through with this and put the Brooklyn and Queens kind of district style over this and have all those more brick buildings coming in here instead. I kind of forgot, with City Skylines 2 and just, playing that more often, I kind of forgot how ugly base game or like, vanilla City Skylines 1 industry can be. And we got like a lot of asset repetition going on here. So I might kind of clear that up off camera. But let me know what you guys think about whether or not the Brooklyn and Queens district style would be better over here. And maybe I'll switch that out. Otherwise, I just did some detailing around here with a lot of rocks and a lot of trees and kind of my forest brush that I have set up. And I wanted to have it be pretty lush and green because I think it'll be like a nice drive to go through. I'll probably clear up these power lines as well. But I feel like I just think it'll be a nice drive to kind of come through this area and have it all this greenery coming through here. Um but otherwise, yeah, I kept it really simple. I'm hoping I put the little service station kind of here, which I feel like is a nice place for it to go right off the highway, kind of where you would realistically see one of those in real life. So I'm really in love with the modern Japan content creator pack. I think it has a lot of really cool assets that just lend themselves really well to industrial kind of stuff. And so I think that that's probably one of my favorite packs. So I'm happy to get another chance and opportunity to use it here. But otherwise, traffic seems to be flowing okay through here. I'm not really having any issues of it stopping and getting backed up. I might want to keep an eye kind of on this section here. A roundabout might be worth putting in here at some point. But right now, it seems to be holding its own well enough. I'm not too concerned about it just yet. Um, and then the same thing with all the cargo traffic coming in and out of both of these hubs here. Everything seems to be flowing through its one-way system just fine, and I think we're pretty good. So that is going to do it for today's episode. I will, of course, leave you with some cinematics of this area to enjoy on your way out. But otherwise, that is it for today. So as always, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like below to let me know that you enjoyed it. And let me know if you're still interested in City Skylines 1 content and what other kinds of things you might like to see in this city. There's still so much to be done in it. I would like to get a zoo in at some point and an amusement park. And of course, we have the downtown over on this massive island here, which obviously will be more than just a downtown skyline because it's a pretty sizable amount of space now that I see it. But let me know kind of what you guys are thinking and what you'd like to see for the rest of the city. Um, it's really just kind of a little side project for fun to kind of to break up a little bit of the City Skylines 2 stuff and and allow me to mess around with some more creative stuff, because this game still has all of those DLCs and all that, all the assets, or not the assets, but all the packs and just everything that comes with it. So it's a really full game. So it's nice to kind of break up the City Skylines 2 stuff with a little bit of this. And I hope you all are still enjoying City Skylines 1 as well. So yeah, just let me know what you guys are thinking, what you'd like to see. Otherwise, I'm going to shut up now and I'll leave you with that. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.